Look at this. That glossy red gravy clinging to every cube of paneer. Steam still curling off the top. Every restaurant charges close to 300 rupees for exactly this piece paneer gravy. Nothing exotic in the list. So what are you really paying for? By the end of this video, you will know exactly what. And you are going to want to walk into your kitchen and make this tonight. Stay with me.
Namaskara. Today I'm cooking restaurant-style Matar Paneer. Rich, glossy, built the exact way it's done behind those kitchen doors. Let's begin. Welcome to Deepaks Kitchen. New video every Tuesday and Friday at 11 am. Come, let's cook. Here's everything you need. 200 grams paneer, cubed, 150 grams green peas, 2 tablespoons oil, 1 tablespoon desi ghee, 1 tablespoon butter. 2 onions, finely chopped, 1.5 teaspoons fresh ginger garlic paste, 3 to 4 ripe tomatoes pureed, dhania powder, red chili powder, salt, fresh coriander. Rule 1. Amma's very first instruction before I even touch the stove, this pan. Thick bottomed, completely flat, never a curved kadhai.
A thin curved pan heats unevenly, hot in the center, lagging at the edges. A thick flat base absorbs heat slowly and spreads it evenly across the whole surface. And because it's flat and wide, moisture has more surface area to escape while the gravy cooks. In a narrow pan, that steam gets trapped and the gravy turns thin and watery. In this pan, it reduces down to thick and glossy instead. Add 2 tablespoons of oil into the pan, heat it properly hot. Amma has me add the paneer cubed 1 inch each side. Two minutes per side. Turn gently with the tongs because it's fragile at this stage.
This isn't for color. Paneer is a soft milk protein. Searing tightens that outer surface into a kind of skin, sitting in hot gravy, stirred without breaking into crumbs.
Rule 2. The warm water trick. Here's something no restaurant or dhaba kitchen puts on the menu card.
Seared paneer goes straight into a bowl of warm water. Watch. Excess oil rises right to the surface and keeps the paneer soft enough that it won't turn rubbery once it hits the gravy.
Building the base. Same pan, add 1 tablespoon of desi ghee. When the ghee is hot, add 1 teaspoon of jeera. Allow it to splutter. And now it's time to add in 2 finely chopped onions. Finely chopped. That's very important. Now saute to a golden brown. It will take around 3 to 4 minutes. No shortcuts here. The onion is the flavor carrier for this entire dish. Undercook it and everything after tastes flat. Do this, no negotiation here. Now you can see the onions are perfectly golden brown. This is the color we are looking for. Now the onions are done. Rule number 3. Fresh ginger garlic only. When the onions are done, add 1.5 teaspoons of fresh ginger garlic paste. And this has to be freshly ground, never packaged.
2 reasons. Packaged paste is cut with preservatives and citric acid to stay shelf stable, which adds a sharp, sour edge that doesn't belong here. First, packaged ginger garlic paste is made to last for weeks on the shelf. To do that, manufacturers add preservatives and citric acid. Those ingredients that simply doesn't belong in this Matar Paneer. Second, ginger and garlic are full of delicate aromatic oils that begin fading the moment they're ground. Fresh paste made just before cooking keeps far more of that aroma.
And now add this freshly ground ginger garlic paste and cook until the raw smell fully disappears. And it will take anywhere between 1 or 2 minutes max. Rule number 4. Lower the flame before dry spices. Amma stops me here for an important correction. Flame down before the turmeric, dhania and red chili goes in. Now let's add a pinch of turmeric. Now add the dhania powder. And here comes the red chili powder. The pan already holds the residual heat from the onions and ginger garlic. Add dry powder on medium or high, and that residual heat scorches it almost instantly. The burnt spice doesn't taste spicy, it turns bitter, and that bitterness stays all the way to the final plate. Low flame, mix immediately, and then add the splash of water right away. That stops the powder sitting at the hot metal and continuing to burn. Cook until the oil visibly separates or floats on the top. That's your sign the masala is properly cooked, not raw, not burnt. Peas, tomatoes and the gloss. Now I have taken some fresh green peas. If you want, you can add the frozen peas also, and you need to cook until for about 3 to 4 minutes until it's 50 to 60% done. Now let's add 1.5 cups of the fresh tomato puree from 3 to 4 fully ripe tomatoes, and we need to cook this until it's fully incorporated and cooked. It will take anywhere between another 3 to 4 minutes on a medium to high flame. Midway, 1 tablespoon of butter. Why?
Tomato brings acidity, butter's fat coats and rounds that sharp edge, making the gravy taste smoother and more balanced. Butter also helps bloom the fat-soluble compounds already in the spices. That's exactly what gives you the beautiful glossy sheen on top
That restaurants will always have. And this is also one of Amma's secret tricks.
Quick pause here. If tricks like the warm water bath and the flame timing are new to you, this channel has an entire library built the same way. Hit subscribe and let's get back to the gravy.
Rule 5. Garam masala goes last. Add salt to taste, and only now add half a teaspoon of garam masala powder. It's an aromatic finishing spice.
Its flavor compounds are delicate and evaporate fast under heat. Add it early and most of that aroma is gone by the time the dish is done. Add it last and it carries straight through to the plate.
Add water to adjust consistency. Cover. Simmer for about 5 minutes on a medium to high flame. Now let's add the soaked paneer straight from the warm water bath, and now you can add some chopped coriander leaves. Quick tip, if you want you can add some kasuri methi at this point of time to get that extra flavor, but for this we are skipping it. If you want you can add it and it will give you beautiful flavor and taste, but we are skipping it today. Look at this, the gravy clinging to every piece of paneer, that deep red without a drop of food coloring, steam still rising. Rule 6. No cream, no cashew paste, no thickening agent of any kind. Every bit of that richness came from a technique alone.
This is the kind of plate that makes you want to tear off a piece of kulcha right now and just dig in.
The rules you need to follow. Rule 1. Flat heavy bottom pan, even heat, faster moisture escape. Rule 2. The warm water bath right after searing. Rule 3. Fresh ginger garlic paste only, ground fresh, never packaged. Rule 4. Lower the flame before dry spices. Cook till the oil floats on the top. Rule 5. Garam masala only at the very end. Rule number 6. No cream, no cashew nuts, no shortcuts. Technique does all the work. And that's it. This is Amma's restaurant style Matar Paneer recipe for you guys. Try this tonight and tell Amma in the comments which rule made the biggest difference for you. Comment perfect if you are turned out just like this. Comment need help if something didn't work. I will personally help you to fix that.
Amma can make kulcha completely on a regular gas tawa, no oven, no tandoor at all. Want that recipe next? Comment kulcha below. Your comments decide what we make next. Subscribe before you go so the next one finds you directly. Until we meet again in the next video, this is Deepak Kshatriya signing off. Jai Hind, Jai Karnataka, Namaskara.